All right, let's go to this conversation now. The ANC's Bongani Bongo is not happy about the postponement of his case to next year. Now, the former State Security Minister and Member of Parliament stands accused of 69 counts of fraud, corruption and contravention of the Public Finance Management Act. It's alleged that the group defrauded the Mpumalanga Human Settlements Department of 74 million rand during the procurement of land on behalf of 2 local municipalities. But in a turn of events yesterday, the case was postponed to next year, and Bongo says it appears as if the state is not ready to proceed with the matter. And he joins us live now in studio. Thank you so much for your time. Let's start with, the latest turn of events. You were quite sure in the previous court appearance that come this week, yesterday, the matter would proceed. Now it didn't.
Yes. Good morning to you and your viewers at home. Firstly, what we must correct is that out of the 69 charges that they're talking about, those that relate to me are just 3. And it's not 69 counts. So the basis of unhappiness for this is that the investigation started in 2009. And we informed in 2012 that it was completed. So between 2012 and 2020, nothing happened. 2020 we were charged. Then we were told that the state is ready. Because we said, why do you charge us if you're not ready? So we told, no, the state is ready. So 2020 went there. It was postponed for a year, for trial. After a year, the case was postponed for another year. This year was supposed to be this November, hoping that when we start on the 9th, we'll run until the 25th so that we finish the case, because issues of fraud and corruption are very serious issues. The people in this country are worried about this matter. Once they are raised, they must be speedily dealt with so that everyone must be at ease. Those who are accused, including the public at large, because corruption it eats into the purse of the public. So what has happened now is some lawyer of accused number 6 requested further particulars. And then the state argued that they have 14 days to give further particulars, and I said that was absurd to me. How do you want another 14 days to give further particulars when the investigation was closed in 2012? Ordinarily, he was supposed to be opening a file saying the further particulars are found in number 6 or 7 pages so that we can proceed and everyone must be cleared up. Then they said they will be provided on last week Friday. So this week, yesterday, we went and we were told that the state is not ready with these further particulars which they were supposed to have given last week Friday. Then that's what created the whole unhappiness and the whole thought that our rights as citizens are being infringed, and not only our rights, but this institution of the states are being abused and against the citizens of this country.
And who would you accuse of abusing the institutions of the state?
I will accuse the NPA. Those who are running the NPA, because they should be professional. They can't charge private individuals and then just postpone the case now for 2.5 years after having charged. Our future, our families, our reputation, our good name are being dragged on the mud. And here we are.
Do you think that there could be more to this particular postponement? Because I've listened to you talk about this matter before, and it appears as if you think there's something more sinister at play here.
There would be something sinister. You remember that I said this investigation was closed in 2012. We thought nothing was happening. It was after I was appointed Minister of State Security. Then that's when all newspapers were writing, this man did this and this. And fast forward to 2021, when we were formally given the charges. And when we read the charges, particularly as they relate to me, I kept on asking, including the police who came to arrest me, including the prosecution, what do I have to do with this? Where do I get into this matter? And no one provided. But I thought the courts and the NPA will speedily deal with this matter expeditiously so that we find closure and our good name must be also protected.
You keep referring to your good name. I suppose then you continue to maintain your innocence.
Yes, I've maintained my innocence on the case in Cape Town. Like, remember, I kept on telling you, the media, that I have nothing to do with this. And at the close of a state case in Cape Town, we made an application in terms of Section 174 of the Criminal Procedure Act, which is a discharge. You know what a discharge means? Mm-hmm. It means that from what was read by the state, there is no reason why I must get to the box and even explain myself the way the state case was so weak. After being vilified by everyone.
Will you bring it back here as well? Are you looking to then, because you keep citing the violation of your rights, are you then going to be looking to do the same process, or will you be bringing a separate application to, really get redress for these rights that you say are being violated here?
I think the redress that I want, finally, when I woke up this morning, was that I want to start an organization of a foundation that must protect citizens' interests, particularly those who did not even study. I'm a lawyer myself. If the country can tremble on my rights as a lawyer, what about ordinary people who have not studied law, who have not went to school? So I want now to be an advocate that champion interest of people who are in the farm workers, who are being abused by private citizens and who are abused by the state under the conditions that I find myself in.
And if you can allow us, you are a member of the ANC. The party is going to its conference next month. And there's been some that have said in the public domain that this is the mother of all conferences, given what has been happening within the ANC, saying that the party is finding itself in trouble and it's going to have to do more to restore its reputation with the members of the public. Who do you think is the right candidate to be able to do that? To be able to restore the image of the ANC as president?
I think having considered whatever that is happening on the ground and having spoken to majority of these candidates, I have arrived at the conclusion that Dr. Zweli Mkhize is the best candidate who can rise above in uniting the organization. He brings a track record of having led the KZN successfully, being a premier there. He led the ANC as a treasurer. When he was a treasurer, there were no problems of finances and so on. So I think at the helm, being a doctor, also being educated, he brings a wealth of experience that will assist the organization to rise above petty politics. I think we also find ourselves in these problems that we're in, of people using state institutions to suppress political dissent because of these problems that we're in. I think he's in a better position, and I do have confidence that he'll be the one uniting this organization.
Who is not rising above petty politics and is using this machinery of the state to suppress political dissent within the organization?
The current leadership that is there, you can see since we've started, the past 5 years has been marred by...
is this the top six? Is this the NWC? Is this the NEC? Which leadership are you zoning into?
You always define leadership through its leader. So the one at the helm is the one who must take final responsibility.
The president.
Of what is happening in the country. That's what must happen. If you are at the helm, you must take responsibility.
So are you then saying that under his leadership, there is a suppression of political views and there is a use of state machinery to suppress political views or dissent, as you call it?
Under this leadership, the staff at Luchula House cannot get paid. Under this leadership, comrades are just lingering around. Under this leadership, we have monies that are under the mattresses. Under this leadership, we have no direction, a sense of direction of our international commitments on BRICS. Under this leadership, there is no sense of building an organization as an organization to be an organ that is at the center of the people's priorities. Under this leadership, crime has went up. Under this leadership, the cost of living is too high. Under this leadership, the petrol is too high. So we need to off-ramp. We need to get the leadership that is going to concentrate more on making sure that the 20 million South Africans who go to bed without food on a daily basis, it is turned around.
I'm told we're out of time. I wish we had more time because there's quite a lot to talk about. But thank you so much for stopping by in the rain and coming through to our studios and speaking to us. That's Bongani Bongo, ANC MP, as well as former State Security Minister.